Shadow's house. Chat. You know how when someone asks you, "Hey, guy or gal, what's your favorite anime?" And then you're like, that's a hard question. Well, here's the thing. I can comfortably tell you that this right here is my favorite anime. Only because it's the only anime that makes me want to read the manga. And as I told you before, chat, I hate reading. Let's take a look at this. This anime has me up a wall because I watched season 1 and season 2. Leo says, isn't the reason for the long names because of all the different animes that close to each other? Haven't heard of that one. I have not heard that one. And so after watching this anime came out I think in 2020 or 2022 or something like that. It's really hard to say. But I watched it, and what they pretty much do, here's the main character, right? Let me just get my face out of the way. Here's the main character, and then this is the character whom she serves in this world, or at least in this mansion, right? Humans serve these shadowy versions of themselves. But here's the thing: you don't necessarily know. Well, you can just tell by looking at them, right? That this is the shadow version of her, and she doesn't have much of a memory of her past, and she serves her shadow, right? The shadow that's pretty much made of like a black soot kind of thing. Soot is a very weird word. Anyway, and they have different voices, different personalities, but her purpose is to be her face, right? When she speaks, she has to learn to portray the proper emotion. The problem is that's not what happens here, or at least you have a situation where across the you know what? Now that I realize it, now that I think about it, normally what happens is that the shadow has to rein in their face, right? Like in their emotions. Say, hey, you act like me, I don't act like you. But I just realized in this situation, like in these two, because she's like overly hyper. She's way more overly hyper. I feel like might be pulling her out of her shell because she's more, what's the word? Calm, much more chill. She's a chill guy, chat. She's a chill guy, just doing chill things. Oh goodness. And one of the things I love about this anime is that all of this story, season 1 and season 2, takes place in a very big mansion, right? They're building a world, like a very big mansion. Think of Leo says guy. No, she's a girl. It's all. Think of that one movie, A Spirited Away. You know how big that building is, and like how most of the story or a lot of the story takes place inside of that massive hotel. It's kind of like this. Most of the story, like 99% of this story, takes place in a massive mansion. All of these shadow figures have their own rooms. They're weighted on hand and foot by their personal face, as they call them, or human. No, they don't call them human. They just call them face, really. And the anime drops you into a mystery, chat. It drops you into this mystery, but it doesn't give you too much, right? The first episode took place in this bedroom, right? In the this girl's bedroom. And next episode, they give you a little bit of what's going on outside. This episode showed you the inside of the bedroom, and I think there was a scene where she looked out of the window. I don't think there was. I think it all took place here. The next episode showed you a little bit outside of the window and everything, and then they saw this garden, and then they decided to go for a walk. Really, and they're giving you this one of the reasons why I love this anime is that they give you a small taste of every episode. They give you a small taste of the world, right? The situation where like superhero movies, where the writers, they make this huge big event. At one point, it was saving a town. At next point, it was saving a city. And next point, it was saving a country. The next it was saving the world, right? And the next is saving the galaxy. And at some point, you can't go any further than that. Like, you've pretty much shot yourself in the foot with how grandiose it has to be, right? Artists have died over that kind of concept. There was an artist who, I forgot his name, but he made a work of art. And he made a work of art, and he couldn't make anything better than that, so he blew his brains out. It's like that. Leo says, by all logic, my own supervillain. Pretty much. Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is like that. Yeah. Dragon Ball is like that, but somehow, like, at least to me, they managed to like make it work. They do it better than, you know, these superhero movies that's always got to do it bigger and bigger and better every time. Yeah. They're somehow able to make it work. With this anime, they give you like a pinch every episode of more, and sometimes they don't even give you that pinch. They just, you know, work with what they got, and I find that great. A lot of anime, and this is anime made like a few years ago, chat. And I've said this before. Anime that is made years ago seems to do it better, far better, where they put more time into actually writing it, chat. Nowadays, anime seems to be more rushed. Like, we have to get this anime out so we can, like, you know, do the next one. I'm like, there needs to be more time. Like, no, we're not putting more time into it. Just make it, send it out. And then it will show in its work. That's why a lot of these newer anime won't stand the test of time. They won't. You want something that feels like free run, right? And here's the thing: there are some anime out there that are very simple, like Solo Leveling. It's a very simple anime, right? It's great for what it is, and it's going to be a staple in time and space, chat. So, and I appreciate that anime for what it is. But me, and at least for now, I want something that's a full meal when I watch an anime. A full plate of, you know, of a balanced diet. And that's what I get when I watch something like this, right? They managed to make it, make the anime great back in the day. Nowadays, it's more of, let's get it out there. Let's tell the story. This might be one of my favorite characters. It's hard to say because there's another one that might pop up if I got the screenshot for it. She's like she's the face of a higher up kind of Suits or Ghost Girl or something like that. And the crazy thing is, apparently these characters have powers. Yes, these characters have powers, or at least those that the humans serve. They have powers, but you don't know that. You don't realize that until season 2. The power thing doesn't even come up until season 2, chat. Think about that for a second. Think about that. It doesn't make any sense. And I love it. I didn't know any of these characters had powers until like the newest episode came in. I'm like, the newest season came in, and I was like, oh my goodness. The newest season been out for a while. So I hope they come out with season 3, but I don't know if they will. I haven't researched it lately, and that's one of the reasons why it makes me want to, read the new season, just read the manga. Really, man, I probably even want to read it, get a paperback of it instead of trying to read it digitally. Chat, and I tell you, if you've been, following this channel for like a while, you'll know that every chance I get, I'll tell you I don't like reading. Nope, I'm good. Nope. I'll be a big dummy. Reading is tough for me. I don't like it. Granted, you catch me on a good day, I'll read like normal, right? Still, I don't like reading. I still don't like reading. Yeah, she's got to be up there on my favorite characters because she's mean. This girl is mean. I saw her kick the main character across the room. Like, I don't know how far it was, but it was a pretty powerful kick, and it wasn't. I don't think it was pretty. I think it was a normal kick. They just kind of overhyped it for the anime, stuff. But this one might be my favorite character. I think she might be my favorite character because she plays a very small part, a small but very important part in this anime, right? A very small but very important, and is the important part is that you just see the struggle of being the face, right? You like she promotes that. She's very soft and like she's one of those characters that tries their best but can't, and that's what I find like very powerful about this anime. I would recommend watching this, chat. Over every anime I've ever spoken about on this channel, this anime is is at the tip top of that list. Over every anime I will ever speak about for the foreseeable future, whatever that word is, I would recommend watching this anime. Let's see what else we got. We see right now they're running around trying to clean the soot. Because here's the thing: if they don't clean the soot that their masters and mistresses make, it creates monsters that try to take over their bodies. They all the humans in this massive mansion are servants to these shadowy figures, right? Specifically to their shadowy figure likeness, if that makes any sense. Like the girl we saw at the beginning, the shadow girl that we saw, like that's her mistress, and no one else really has power over her unless they have power over her mistress as well, that kind of thing. So they're trying to clean up all the soot, because if it doesn't, it's going to try to take over their bodies. And if you manage to save somebody, they just become they get these nasty glaucoma eyes, or whatever you want to call it. They get gingivitis in the eyes, chat. Yeah, so if you don't take care of it, you'll get gingivitis right in the eyeball. How sad. I think she survived. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she survived. Then you have this is another one of those characters that makes this anime more tragic. Really, I don't really want to spoil anything for you. I really want you to go see it. But these twins is an also tragic story within this anime. Oh man, I might rewatch this, but in dub. Yeah, have it on in the background, right, chat? Have it on in the background just re-listen to it, because I'm pretty sure I watched this in sub. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. So if I rewatch it in sub and dub, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, if that makes any sense. But Shadow's House, chat. I've talked about it before in a short, but I removed all the shorts, so I'm pretty much making a new video. Shadow's House is the best anime to me, right? Is the best anime in the world. And now here's the thing: when I say that, it doesn't. I say that in a way that because I love Dragon Ball. Would I say this is better than Dragon Ball? No, not at all. Not at all. Am I saying that out of more respect for the legacy of Dragon Ball? Yes. Yes, I am. Dragon Ball earned its spot along with Naruto, maybe even Frieren, even though it's not even a classic yet. Will I rewatch this one more? Well, before I rewatch Dragon Ball? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There's already 2 seasons out. They've been out for quite a while. There may be a 3rd one in the works. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, because I just haven't heard anything about it. Granted, I haven't gone searching. So anyway, chat, Shadow's House. Go watch it. Come back. Tell me what you think. On with the rest of the show.